So let's go ahead and get started, guys. I think we've got everybody in here that we wanted in here. It's a good turnout today. We've got about 45, 50 people in here right now. So we can go ahead and get started. Welcome, welcome. So Eric and I, we had a family emergency. So that's why we weren't able to do the video AMA. Everything's good now, but it was a rough weekend for us, but everything's good now. I know a lot of people sent out some well wishes, so we really appreciate that. But that's the reason why, in case anybody's wondering why we weren't able to get our video AMA in this week. But we'll resume that next week on schedule, and we'll get back on those. But we didn't want to leave the community without any type of update. So without further ado, we'll get started. I'll let Eric, our CTO, touch on our airdrops. Eric, if you want to go ahead and go into that. Eric, are you there? Okay, looks like he's having a little bit of an issue. Or is he? Let me see. I think he had to drop out for a second. Hold on. He's jumping right back on. So we'll come back to the airdrops. I'll go ahead and talk about the education series. So we launched our first educational video this last week, the difference between ERC20 and BEP20. And we did some metrics reviews on our post, and it turned out to be one of our best posts that we've done so far as engagement with regard to the actual post that went out. So a lot of people have given us great feedback on the educational series and what they'd like to hear. So we've got another 2 coming out this week, and we're going to continue to have those coming out each week. So if you guys have any questions or you have any general crypto conversations that you'd like us to do a specific deep dive on, we'd love to do it. We're happy to do it. You can go ahead and submit those through the support portal, and we'll go ahead and get those coordinated and scheduled. As you know, Arnav, he's got a lot of experience in crypto as well. Probably not as much as myself, but he does have a significant amount of crypto, and he's always wanting to learn and understand more. And so these educational series, initially, while they'll be more generalized and beginner in nature, we will start getting into much more technical deep dives on things like smart contracts, how tokenomics work, and much more technical deep dives than we're going to be doing in these first ones. So we're really excited about those, and I think the community is really excited about those, and that's going to give us, again, the ability to really reach out to more new people, along with the podcast that we're going to be doing. So everybody's really excited about that. We are too. We really love doing those. So you'll see a lot more of those. Michael, why don't you go ahead and touch on the Alpha Wallet signups?
Yep, absolutely. So the Alpha Wallet signup form is live. It is pinned. I'm gonna forward the message here right now again in main. So there it is. So everybody can, if you're interested in helping to alpha test the wallet, you can go ahead and go to that link and sign up. We're trying to get a good spread of experienced and novice users of technology and cryptocurrency wallet users, just so we can get a good spread of testing abilities. People that are looking for bugs and things like that. And if you find a bug in it, you want to go to our bug bounty, which is also in the support portal. That's at the support.banksocial.io. You can find all kinds of stuff in there. We have had a good number of signups so far, but we're still looking for more. So if you're interested in signing up, go ahead and hit that link and fill out the form.
Yep,
and
I think we
that's
had
right.
a pretty good turnout so far.
Yeah. And then I think there was a coupon available for the website, for the shop, for those folks that provide some pretty meaningful finds.
Feedback. Yeah, feedback too. I think part of this Alpha Wallet sign up is to get some feedback too. we want to kind of let everybody know that the initial wallet test, just like we've been saying, is really geared towards getting the core functionality, which is the transferring on the BSC and ERC chain. Since we have built a wallet from scratch, we want to make sure that those functions are working as intended, along with the tracking of the token tracker. I know there were some bugs in the website version of it, so really getting the core features knocked out. So yeah, when is that ending? When is the signups ending right now?
The 28th. So we'll close them on Wednesday, probably Wednesday afternoon, Wednesday evening, Eastern time.
Great. Do we want to post the link in the chat again?
It's already
so
in,
people
just went.
Okay, great.
Yep.
All right.
And it's
I think
pinned.
Eric. Okay, great. Hey, Eric.
Yeah, I'm back.
Are you there?
Sorry
okay,
about that.
Great. Yeah, no worries. So do you want to give a quick update on the airdrop?
Yeah, sure. So the diff for the airdrop is complete. We plan on starting the airdrop this week with the smaller wallets, and then later ramping up to the larger wallets, just to make sure we have everything correct. We don't want to be airdropping large amounts that are incorrect. So we're going to start with the smaller ones and then slowly ramp up throughout the week to the larger wallets.
Okay. And then I know there was also some wallets that we took out of the diff. Is that correct?
Yeah, so there was like 5 wallets that we took out, which had no change from the first snapshot to the second snapshot. That included a very, very small amount, which was like, a tenth of a penny or something. So, I mean, we're looking at not airdropping to those 5 addresses. And I guess we could post those addresses as well, just to make sure that
they're in chat now.
Cool.
Awesome. So if you have one of those addresses, if one of those addresses is yours, reach out to us and we'll get it sorted. But for right now, those are the 5 addresses that we've identified that had such a small amount of BSOCIAL from the first snapshot to the second snapshot that we've just pulled them out, because there were such small amounts of tokens that we really couldn't get a good math equation on how many tokens to airdrop it. So if those are your wallets, probably acquire more. Bank Social would be the first comment there. But if not, if those are nobody's there, we've posted those and they can reach out, or if you know whose wallet that is, just have them reach out. So you heard it from Eric. The diffs are done, and the smaller wallets will start getting the airdrops here in the next couple of days, and then we'll finish out. We'll start to ramp that up into the larger wallets over the next several days, and then we should be done probably towards the end of this weekend with most or the majority of the airdrops. So what do we have next, Michael?
We're terminology.
Yeah, so we've got a video. We've been working with a marketing group, and we've got a video. Our internal team has been doing a great job. We put together some longer term strategy plans, and one of the videos that came out was this terminology video, which we're going to drop into the chat right now. So you guys can check that out. Give us your feedback on that, but we're planning on put that on our social channels probably here in the next day or so. So we've got a couple of those videos that are going to be coming out. They're not all terminology videos. This one just happens to be a terminology video, but we've got a couple other videos that are going to be coming out too that will be, but very similar in style and the theme of the video. So we think that's going to be really good. A lot of good marketing coming out. We'll move on to the press release. So Eric, do you want to give a quick update on that?
Yeah, so we're finalizing the press release with Polygon here this week.
Finalized. It is finalized.
Oh, sorry.
It's going out tomorrow.
It is finalized, yes. And we'll be making updates to the website of that announcement and also on our social medias as well.
Yep. exactly. So Polygon, we got the official announcement approved. The official announcement is going out tomorrow from our side, and then we don't have exact dates and times from the Polygon side. But again, these are announcements that we've always said that we want to make them right, and we want to have them coordinated so that we get maximum benefit and value for everybody. And that press release from their side, as far as announcements, will be coming out. As soon as they're able to do it. We had to make some tweaks. We had to create some content for them. They don't create it themselves. We have to create it for them. So we've been working on that. But that's all done now. The official announcement is coming out from our side tomorrow, and the Polygon will announce after that's announced. So very good on that. The other thing that we can talk about, not very specifically, but we've had a lot of questions about exchanges. We've been approached by a lot of exchanges, and there are a few that we've identified that may be beneficial for the community to launch on. And so we are looking at a few exchanges that we may be able to make some announcements on. But again, we can't give any announcements or any ideas of who that is or what that is until those are officially announced by those exchanges themselves. So tasks command. Michael, do you want to go ahead and go into that a little bit?
Yeah. So in some of the other projects that have been around, and even in ours, that people ask what they can do to help the project, help the community. So I have created the tasks command, which you can literally just type /tasks and put that in main chat, and it will give a list of the fixed websites, essentially anything that is a repeatable action that does not depend on like going and commenting on a specific tweet. That those things move so rapidly, but these are more the background things, the every day to day tasks that you can do to help. And I'm going to put it up right now so you can, there you see it. You have those tasks that includes a click to tweet, which is literally you just click that link and tweet, and it will populate the message for you. It's one of our generic messages that we have about Bank Social, with some of our the good hashtags that we have identified as that tend to have a lot of a following, a lot of searching on them, including CoinMarketCap. That's going to CoinMarketCap and clicking on good, as well as CoinGecko, clicking on good, and that's just how you feel about the the token. A couple others: CoinSniper, StockTwits, Coinbase, Live Coin Watch, and then go into our Reddit page and our YouTube, and just providing some engagement there. Reddit's a little quiet. It could certainly use a little more conversation. So, and then President's got that poll going right now that he found in there, that CoinMarketCap poll. So make sure you get in there and do that. But yeah, /tasks if anyone's asking what they can do to help.
Yeah, and so that's something that everybody should be, daily just come in, do /tasks, see what the tasks are for the day, and we'll update those periodically. But for the most part, it's just like what Michael was saying. Twitter Army is a big that really helps get the word out. I think Twitter is the most used medium for cryptocurrency, as far as people seeing and following and getting information on cryptocurrency. I think by far Twitter's the most used. So I don't know if you guys saw, but we had a few very good posts. Michael Jordan of Crypto had some very good engagement, some great engagement on some posts from this weekend. And I think if we all, or even a handful of us, or a couple handful of us, got that type of engagement weekly, we could see a tremendous uptick in the amount of eyeballs that are looking and engaging with Bank Social in the ecosystem that we've created. So that's a real big move. We've seen the markets pick up significantly over the last couple days. I think that that's going to continue. Don't really have a good pulse on how long, but if we break 40K, I think we're in for some new moves. So It's very exciting to see. We're very close to 40K. I think we're almost at 39 for Bitcoin right now. Ethereum's almost at 24. So we're making some big moves. You can see that a lot of tokens are making some big moves. So it's very exciting right now, and it'd be a good time. That's why we wanted to focus on getting this task list up. So there's 50 people, 55, 60 people in this chat right now. If everybody every day did that, we'd have a significant amount of exposure on all the socials that are there. Again, focusing on coin market cap, clicking on good, and get.
Lost you there,
Sorry.
John.
Yeah, about halfway down the page, you have the good or bad feeling. How are you feeling about this token? Just clicking on that would be great daily, and then doing the Twitter and the Reddit. I think that's those really help daily on the amount of eyeballs we get. So I know we have a few questions that we've had. What were those questions, Michael? We'll go ahead and address those real quick.
Yeah, we have a couple of those. We can actually we just had a couple good ones dropped right in chat there, so we'll start with those.
Let me look at them.
Yep, it's from JD. I'll just forward that right back into the chat there. So I just dropped it in there for chat again. Main.
You dropped it into
Main.
Okay. Yeah, so the intention is that's why we created the wallet app. It's not going to be just a wallet, it's going to be our platform for launching other parts of the ecosystem. The staking would be part of that. I wouldn't want to call it a D app from the perspective of it's going to be something outside our ecosystem. But if we just want to call it a D app from what that really means, which is a decentralized application, then yes, there would be a decentralized application within the BankSocial ecosystem that would allow everybody to stake, and that would be both external to the wallet and internal to the wallet. Something that we're looking at. It won't be part of the initial launch, but it will be part of the launch going forward as we get into next versions of what we're doing with Polygon Matic and the wallet itself. So I see a question here about airdrops. So you can do the math, Birdman, on your we set aside 18%, a little bit more than that now. It's about 19%. We set aside 19%, 18.5, 19%. That 18.5, 19%, if you own 1% of the ERC side tokens, I'm just doing easy math here, you would get 1% of the 19% that has been set aside. So directly correlated to the number, the percentage of tokens owned on the ERC side would be your percentage of the BSC set aside of 19% that we held aside. So you can do those numbers yourself. Yep. So Arnav just answered that question as well. I think as far as a deadline or a timeline, this is something that can really continue to morph and meld. I would say with our current ecosystem and the goals of what the community has been working and striving towards, I would say that probably 1.5 to 2 years is a good timeline to get the initial phases of our ecosystem in place. But I don't think that that's something that stops at that point. Just my personal thoughts on this, and I think that the community would have a consensus on this. It's something that can definitely continue to evolve and be improved on, be enhanced, and even taken to different areas. So I don't see it as a 1 year, 18-month project and then it just kind of goes. If you look at other open source projects like Uniswap or some of these other DApp players out there, they don't stop. The community run, and the community is always finding new ways, new implementations. And so that's really, as far as I think my thoughts on this, and again, I think the community shares a lot of these thoughts, is that we want to have something that's constantly evolving, constantly improving, and is community driven. So 18 months, yep, for what we have in the pipeline and the backlog right now. But I think that in another few months, that's going to continue to inch out there, just because we're going to be adding new features, new ideas. The community is going to have new implementations that they want to see, want to implement, and our roadmap's just going to continue to grow and grow and grow. So that's really the most exciting part about what I think we have going on here, is the ability for it to do that and for it to be that. So we're very excited about that. Let me see what else we have here. I thought I saw a few more questions. Did you see anything else in there, Michael?
Yeah, just recently, actually, Christopher Smith's the staking question, which
yeah,
has
we're
been
not going to go too
coming
much.
up.
We're not going to go too much into percentages and interest rates and any of that kind of stuff, because really right now, those things can only be set when the actual community decides how and what, you know, the stake pools are going to be used for. So for us to make a determination right now on what those would be, just it would not align or co-align to anything that could happen in the future. And so until we get to those points, there's no real value in us, you know, throwing a number against the wall. But you know, we can say that I would think in most cases the rates would be competitive enough to, you know, meet or beat most of what's on the market right now. And in most cases, I would think that the community would want to beat rates that are out there right now, as opposed to just trying to meet them, just because the potential for that exists. So don't really want to go into that much more than what we have already. But, you know, yeah, I think there's been a couple questions too, Michael, about the business lending aspect of things. You know, business loans are typically, I'm hesitant to say a lot, guys, because again, as you know, I've been real good. I'm trying to find the right word here, but I've been hesitant to say a lot of stuff just because we've had a lot of poachers in here, listening to our ideas and trying to go implement them before we have, and then they're doing a bad job of it, and they're kind of ruining the idea. And so we're real hesitant to say anything really specifically, um, you know, really specifically on the different avenues and aspects of what, you know, this community is trying to build. And some of it, most of it is stuff that the community comes to us with, and there's a certain level of, you know, anonymity and, you know, quietness that we have to maintain just to keep some of these ideas safe and secure until they're out there in the public domain. Because as you guys know, once it's in the public domain, it's really something that can be picked up by anybody and be put into play, and how people want to put that into play. So we're definitely not going to be doing a lot of that until the stuff is out. You know, so that's just kind of how it's going to work.
Yep. Yep. Let's see. We had questions that have come up, and just to go over this again, the best place for people to submit their questions is in that support portal. We have that AMA question type of ticket that you can put in, and that's what helps us to get these questions for our updates, as well as to build out that support portal. All of those articles that you see when you go to support.banksocial.io came from questions that people have asked and submitted via that support portal. So it helps us to inform the rest of the community as well. The other thing we had here was stablecoin questions are coming up again.
Yeah, so I think we've talked about that before. You know, for us, it's really not a matter of which stable coin, because It's just more the concept of utilizing stablecoin, because we can really make the change to whichever stablecoin along the point at any time we want to make the change to it. Community driven, they can decide. Um, you know, I don't really think there's a case to use USDT over USDC or vice versa. But again, I'm not here to make a final ruling on anything by any means. So the community will drive that at the end of the day. I don't think there needs to be any concern around what stablecoin is used to peg the underlying.
It's not like we're gonna say USDT right now and be like locked into that indefinitely. It's easy to change.
I mean, anything that the community develops that we make, we'll do it with the foresight to make it to where it is interchangeable. It is, something that can be traded out from one to another, if need be. Because quite frankly, this is also new. I mean, everything in the space is so new that even USDC could end up having some issues down the line. I think the thing about USDT that I find a little bit more, more or less appealing is the quantity of token out there and the amount of token out there. Now, I know that a lot of people have, said that there's not enough to back it, not enough real dollars to back it, but we know how the United States Treasury works, and I think there are a lot of similarities to be drawn between the two, but it's not the time to be deciding that right now. Again, the community can always decide to switch from one to the other or to a new stablecoin. Who knows? There might be a new stablecoin that comes out. I think what we do know is that at a minimum, for it to be a simple switch, it would need to be ERC or Matic based. There's always the opportunity to wrap a new token, a new stable coin on ERC or Matic, but that just increases the complexity of the implementation. So I think that from my perspective, those would be the main requirements, is that whatever stable coin we utilize, it would already have a tradable version on either ERC or Matic that would make it a very easy implementation for us. So yeah.
Sounds good. And then the other one that we've had come up a couple times now is cold storage wallet questions, and that's one that we get a couple of times, and that I think was a good question to answer because of the fact that you're going to be probably doing an educational series piece on that, right, with Arnav?
Yeah, so we've got one coming up. Let me see when that one might be coming up. So I think that's one of our next ones that we're going to be doing. So, we'll go through a little bit on the cold storage. What I will say is that a cold storage wallet, the way cold storage wallets work, the only thing that's different between a hot wallet and a cold wallet is that a hot wallet like MetaMask or Trust Wallet, your keys are stored, at least from the perspective of your wallet keys, not your passphrase, but your wallet keys are stored in a manner that's connected to the internet. With a cold storage wallet, that is not the case. So with a cold storage wallet, your keys are stored offline. Remember that a wallet is a viewer to a hex address on for example, the Ethereum blockchain, if we're talking about Ethereum. The actual storage mechanism for the tokens is not offline. Everything is stored on chain. You're really just getting access to the keys to look into and transact with your wallet, with your tokens on chain. So don't think of it as taking your tokens technically off chain, because if you did that, if you took your tokens off chain, they wouldn't be trackable on chain anymore. And so I'm not going to say that there aren't any cold storage wallets that work like that, but because I've heard some rumors about that, but I think that there are ways for that to work, where you would put your tokens into a company's main storage wallet, and then maybe they would have a way to off chain those and keep track of them off chain. But I don't, most of the wallets aren't working like that. Most of the cold storage wallets, really all you're doing is getting your keys offline, and your keys are stored on the whatever device, your Trezor or whatever device you're using, and those keys are no longer attached to the internet, so nobody has the ability to come in and steal your key. Or if those systems get compromised, nobody has the ability to do that because your cold storage wallet is offline and the keys are stored safely behind that device that has several mechanisms for entry. And it'd be very difficult for somebody to get those keys off of that device, especially given the fact that it wasn't stored offline. Essentially, the way you can look at a cold storage wallet, a paper wallet is a cold storage wallet, essentially, because a paper wallet takes your keys offline, puts them on paper, and then the only way you have access to your wallet is you have to put in your keys every time to get access to your wallet, and then you would delete them off of the whatever wallet you were using, and then you'd have the paper backup. The only thing about that is the paper backup, if the paper gets damaged or whatever, you lose access to your keys. But I know that some people do paper wallets, and they're perfectly acceptable. That's a perfectly acceptable way to do cold storage. So we'll have a deeper breakdown of that on our next chat. But for now, that's something we'll talk about a little bit more in depth later.
Yeah, I think that's pretty good. Basically, I think that's all we have so far now. Let's see. Let me look at chat here.
Yeah,
There's a Lemon question.
Yeah, I don't think we want to answer any more for right now questions about any timelines or anything. Things will happen when they happen. We really can't give any timelines to anything, just because of the way that interpretation around it happens. As stuff begins to happen, we'll be able to give you more insight into what's happening and when it's going to happen. But for right now, the focus is partnerships, development, and possibly, lending in the very short term. But no official statements on anything like that. No timelines on anything like that. Really, just more, releasing what we can when we can, and answering the questions that we know we can answer right now.
Yep. Well, John, do you want to open it up to some of the questions here in the voice chat?
Sure, let's do it. Spend a
All
minute
right,
or two
so
doing each question.
Yep. Looks like we got maybe about 15 minutes left. So if you have a question, you can use the raise hand feature or unmute yourself if you got in early before we turned that off, and ask your question. If not, we will select you, and you will have to unmute yourself and speak.
I think we answered a lot of questions.
I've got a question here from
Okay.
someone in chat. He wants to know if the Vegas conference is a go.
We're thinking that 95% it's a go, but we're not gonna, there's nothing official yet. There's still things that have to be worked through for that. It's not just a matter of saying yes and then everybody shows up. We need a team of about 8 or 9 people there, so there's commitments that have to be made. There's also the matter of what we're going to do at the conference itself, how we're going to engage at the conference. So there's many things that we're discussing right now, but I would say that from what I'm hearing, the community wants to be there, and that's definitely the goal, is to get us there and get there. And we've already negotiated everything with the conference people themselves. So, as soon as we have more information, we'll be able to tell everybody. But we're definitely not saying, yes, buy your tickets, we'll see you guys there, until we say, yes, buy your tickets, we'll see you guys there. And that's in late October. So, we'll probably be making a decision here within the next, I would think, 2 to 3 weeks would be our, line in the sand of when we wanted to do that.
Thanks, Sean.
All right, we'll go with Sal. Go ahead and unmute
Can you
yourself.
guys hear me?
Ask a question. Go ahead.
Hello, everybody. Yeah, I was a little bit late. So just basically, in the next 3 to 6 months, what do you see as the biggest headwinds or the biggest obstacles, for Bank Social? Thank you.
I mean,
Lost you.
that's a little bit of a loaded question because it's such a new space that we don't know what we don't know, and I don't want to give a rosy outlook when something could come up that we have no idea would come up. Nobody has any idea would come up, and it just comes up because of changing winds that nobody's able to. It's kind of like the way that things are working right now is we're like Christopher Columbus. We don't have weather, we don't have weathermen telling us how it's going to be tomorrow or next week or the following couple weeks. We don't even have almanacs to look back at and say, here's how it's been, here's how it's been working. Here's how it's going to be working. So that's a very hard statement to make
Can I
any,
clarify?
yeah. But I think
Yeah,
what we
I
can
didn't
say
mean
is,
it like that. I just meant from what you know now, like whether it's legal, whether it's getting the Matic thing up and running, just
I
anything
would
you
say that
see now,
the biggest tasks ahead of us are going to be the technology, getting the Matic Polygon staking done, getting all that lined up and automated to a point to where it's fairly hands off, because that's the real goal here, is to make this hands off. So,
Perfect. Thank you so much.
All right, next we'll have Mojo. Go ahead, unmute yourself and speak. Mojo. Moho. Not sure how to say it. All right. I'll just leave them unmuted there. If you're having a problem, try dropping out, coming back in. Sometimes that helps. Otherwise, let's see. Does anyone else have one? Raj, go ahead.
Yeah, I just have a very general question. When I read the white paper, it's like there's a timeline for your applications. How are they coming along? Like, are they already in beta testing? What's the story on that? Thank you.
Nope. I think we might have lost John there.
I think he DC'd. One sec.
Yeah. Give just a sec. We'll see if Prez gets back here. But in the meantime, obviously you can see that our a couple different applications. The wallet is one of the applications that we've been working on, and it's going to be going into alpha testing here shortly. The beginning of our AMA here and our update was about the signups for that. So if people are interested in that, they can still do the sign up for that. And people were asking about the website update. Eric mentioned that in there, that it's coming, it's getting finalized. So we don't want to put anything out without it being completely ready.
Okay, thank you.
We'll stand by here just a little bit longer to see if John comes back.
Hey guys, I have a question. This is Mojo. I had some technical difficulties earlier. So as far as like the social credit goes, what kind of system do you guys have to kind of like judge someone's peer-to-peer credit? I was trying to make a TikTok video about it the other day, and I just didn't know enough about it. So,
Oh, sorry about that. So where did I leave off?
Yeah, people were asking about the applications and our progress on that, and I talked about the wallet, how it's going to be going into alpha, the website update, and then I think that was where we. If you have any more to fill in on that.
No, I think those are where they're at right now. Not making any official announcements. We want things to be right. So when they're right, we'll be releasing it. We've released enough information to this point on all those fronts. I feel like so. Yeah, I don't think there's anything right now as far as deadlines and timelines.
Yep, and then Mojo, you were talking there. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was just trying to figure out like, what the process is of establishing some sort of like it's obviously not a credit score, but it's like a peer-to-peer score that I was reading on the website, and I was just trying to inquire a little bit more about that.
Do you have
You're
any
talking about
specific
block
questions
score.
or just
Yeah.
generic?
Just generic. So when I do establish a video on it, I just want to share the correct information.
A video? What do you mean a video?
I'm gonna probably like post a TikTok about it, or
Oh,
do
okay, cool.
Yeah.
Cool. So essentially what block score is intended to be is a way is a I would say that it's going to be an evolving credit metric driven by the community, where we take a holistic view of somebody's worthiness to pay back, and I think that has to do with social metrics. I think it has to do with the way they behave on the blockchain. So somebody who's connected to a bunch of wallets that's doing rug pulls is probably not somebody that we want to, be involved with. So there'll be several metrics that go into what the final block score is, but I shouldn't say final because I think that it will be an evolving metric that is community driven, but it will take into consideration oracles, information points. It will derive its determination based off those oracle and data points, and then it will render an estimation based on that. And again, it will be something that's evolving. Would be my ultimate view on how it should progress, and then mixing in traditional credit mechanisms would be something that I think would be beneficial to the algorithm, but it just depends on what part of the world, because some parts of the world don't have traditional credit mechanisms. So all these things need to be taken into consideration when doing this.
Hey, that's brilliant, guys. Thank you for the good work. All right.
Thanks so much.
And is there anyone else in voice chat here with a question? Or any left in the chat? Well, I think that's it then, John.
All right, great. Well, everybody have a fantastic rest of your day. We'll be releasing some of this content here that we've talked about on this chat throughout the week. So we appreciate everybody's time. Thanks for joining us today. I think we had a pretty good turnout today. Around 55, 60 people ended up turning out. So that's really good. So we'll keep on pushing it, guys. We'll keep on pushing it forward. Let's hope this market continues to make some upward trends and continues to make some positive moves in positive directions. You guys have a fantastic day. All the love and all the power. Have a great day.